What up, Keepers of the Flame? Welcome back. We're going to do Earth Signs today. I did post a couple videos yesterday that were super short, and you don't even need to watch them. Just push the link. The only thing is that they didn't really touch on in those videos, and I think it's Inspired to Intellect is the channel. And they put out some really good stuff. And they put out the one that I really was looking for yesterday. So I was like, yes, finally somebody's doing it. Explaining how the crystal fluid floods your system, because it's all over in your system. And maybe I'll do a quick video explaining, how that, it's interwoven. That fluid, that spinal fluid, is not just kept in your spinal cord. It's flowing through vessels in your body, just like the blood would. So when it's flooding your system with all these chemicals like cortisol because you're experiencing something traumatic, that has an effect on whether or not you can step into that so-called Christ consciousness, which is crystal fluid. It's just Latin for spinal fluid. It's just a Latin name for what they used to call the spinal fluid. So Christ consciousness. So it's you detoxing from that. So if you can get yourself into a state where there's little to no trauma happening, you can start, that'll naturally happen. You'll just naturally start getting more intelligent, making wiser decisions, getting yourself in a better place in your life. That'll just naturally happen if you can get off those chemicals. Hence why they induce it in their holy texts, because they didn't want that. They didn't want people sovereign and on their own, okay? Drinking is a huge part of that. But I've covered that before on this channel too, about mugwort and whatever else. So before I go off too freaking long, 2 minutes. All right. Let's get into Earth. Let's go Virgo. Virgo. What's happening? What does the universe want Virgo to know right now? What's happening in the Virgo arena of the Great Wheel, which is mentioned in, I think, both of the videos. At least for sure one of them. So it's worth it because they don't really talk about it, but they show it as ancient occult knowledge that the wheel of the zodiac is super important when it comes to enlightenment, if you will, because that's how we better understand ourselves and our place in the world and the universe as a whole. Because if we're made up of star stuff like Carl Sagan says we are, that would have to mean that we have an effect on them and they have an effect on us. Dun, dun, dun. Ready, set, grow. Woo! Capricorn! You can't have half the deck. Ooh, the 5 of Swords. Oh, you're up in your head having a mental battle. So that would be Venus in Aquarius. Interesting energy. This deck, I love this deck. It's called the Sigil Arcanum, which if you watch those videos that I posted, you'll understand what Arcanum means. Okay. No. That's kind of redundant then, isn't it? Bisky, what are you doing? She's like, may I claw your chair until you move over so I can sit in your lap? Darling, I'm busy. I know. What is this? What's happening, Capricorn? Three. The Page of Wands. So that's interesting. Like you're having a mental battle. Now, I don't know if the Empress energy comes in for you or an Empress shows up and brings a message, because this is a Page of Wands here. Interesting. And then there's no reversals in this deck, by the way. So then you have the Ace of Air, mental clarity. And then the Ace of Cups. Ooh, nice. What do we got in the underworlds? The Seven of Air. Son of a monkey's butt nugget. You're going to have to find like a... Oh, okay. So Seven of Swords isn't always like lies or deception. Seven of Swords can mean you're facing a battle right now and it's clearly inside your mind, but you're bringing it into focus. And I think what you're focusing on here is finding another way through this, another path forward, which is definitely the order of the day here. We got Saturn and Pisces for the next 2 years. So Saturn, even though it's that hard planet, Pisces is the ocean. So Saturn is like, this is just picture somebody holding a cup, a nice size bowl, a decent size bowl. Saturn's not stupid, right? Like, okay, I see you. You got a lot of water. And then, Pisces comes in and the two fish are like dumping their, all of their water into this, size bowl, and it just keeps overflowing. So I feel like this is like, might be throwing Saturn a little bit for a loop too, because we think that Saturn's so hard and so like, and we give it a little bit too much power sometimes. I think we do. I think just because it's malevolent or a malefic planet, that we automatically assign these weird like, oh, it's immovable. No, it's not immovable. It's workable. It's asking you to do some things. And now Saturn is going, okay. It's just a wet person. It feels like it's a wet person holding a big bowl over their head, just getting drenched. Because Pisces is not going to stop. It's going to keep, pouring that. And then comes in Pluto and Aquarius, which is going to be, you are going to have to find another way through it. You are going to have to use your intuition here, your intellect. Because even though Aquarius rules the air, or the ruler, or the element for it is air, it still has those waterways, those containers being filled and emptied, right? Like the star card. The little squiggles of the water and the air meeting. So this is definitely a time for intuitive powers. I haven't heard that so much. I'm like, why aren't we connecting those two elements and making them what they're supposed to be? Because Aquariuses are going to get a big head. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Freaking, they're intelligent creatures. So the rest of us will keep them in check. So then you've got Three of Pentacles. Okay, so assistance might be required here. Or you're building a structure. You're figuring out a new ways of building things. And then you've got the 8, and you're going to work hard on it. Ooh, go Virgo, go. Okay, so this is kind of a huge accomplishment for you, Virgo. Do you like that safe container of like, this is how we do it. This is how we're going to do it. These are the steps I take. You find safety and security in that Saturn energy of like, okay, I have my list. I'm going to knock them down one at a time and follow the instructions. And this is asking you, is giving you the opportunity to start to think outside of these constructs and really tap into your intuition here, which how do I put this? Your ability to really dig deep and go in on those little fine details is going to like be your superpower right now. Because I think that devil, if you will. Now, the devil is just a gateway, right? It's the guardian of the vast knowledge, right? It's just the guardian of the portal into a whole another world that is occult, hidden, right? So I feel like you're gonna find that devil in the details and be like, there's my gateway, there is my path through, and you are going to definitely find a different way to deal with this, and you're going to bring along your intuition here. Freaking cool. You're gonna suffer a little bit in the beginning though with the mental, like, ugh, how do I do this? Because the Empress, right, she's in charge of all the things, and that can feel overwhelming for anyone. It doesn't matter what sign you are. That can feel really overwhelming. Like, okay, all the things all at once. Oh my God, overwhelm, right? But you get this one message here, and this doesn't have to come from the outside either. Messengers are on the inside. I just did a video on angels. Angels, it's just the Latin word for messengers. If you can perceive it on the outside, it's already on the inside of you. Literally on the inside of you, in your physical body. That's really, it's a lot for people to grasp, but I know you have the intelligence to do it, Virgo. Follow me here. Okay, so I feel like you are going to get kind of like a message or a spark of desire here. Okay, and I'm not reading relationship here. I am reading, this is all you, Virgo. There is the Three of Pentacles here, but I feel like you're going to start working with these three aspects of yourself. The Empress, your emotional and mental opportunities that are coming through. Sorry. Something flew into my eyeball. A speck of dust. But I feel like there's three elements that you're working with here that you're going to bring into the physical is your Empress power. And that could, maybe you're sowing actual physical seeds. Maybe you're gardening right now and you're getting really intelligent and intuitive on how to do this. And maybe you're picking up a farmer's almanac or using your intuitive powers to tap into that lunar energy coming in to guide you through whatever physical thing that you're trying to bring it birth right now. And I'm getting a sense that you are getting really mentally exhausted over this. But you're doing the work. I'm going to get some clarifiers in here real quick. You get the 5. I already shuffled these, but I'm going to do it again. You get the 5 of air, please. Venus in Aquarius energy. Temperance, okay. So, yeah. Virgos are pretty good at that, though. I haven't met a Virgo that's, you can lose your cool, definitely. But when you do it, it's very subtle. You're like, Like, you'll find that one friend. And you're like, and then you'll calm down and be cool around everybody else. So I feel like if you just bring in that even balance between fire and water here, that balance between the two. Wisdom, definitely intelligent creature, the heron is. Vigilant. They're very, if you've ever watched one move, they're very purposeful in their movements, very careful on where they place their feet. And they're very elegant when they fly. They're very graceful creatures. So I think that you're looking for a way to do this in a strategic but graceful manner. And those things are butting up against each other. Because I feel like there might be a little bit of pressure here. But you are definitely trying to bring this into something else that you've never done before. And I can't point you into whatever direction that is. I can draw some clarifying cards, but I can't tell you exactly what this is. It could be pertaining to work. There's pentacles here. Maybe you're trying to discover what it is that you're supposed to. Follow your heart, Virgo. Follow your passion, whatever this is. The High Priestess. Again, intuitive nature here, but I'm getting maybe keep this to yourself. Whatever this is. On my tongue. Whatever this is, Virgo, keep using what it is, and you are ready to birth something here, so it's really important that you do keep it safe and sovereign. Kind of act like a, like you would if you were a mother. Keep it safe. Create that little nest area, if you will, for yourself and whatever it is you're working on here. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Use your intuition. Use your intuitive powers and your know-how on how to do that for yourself. But I feel like this is going to be super successful if it's something that hasn't been done before. It's a new path that's not been taken. And you might need to call some other people in. I'm not for sure because there's the Three of Pentacles here. But you are going to work hard on this. Not a Virgo. Alright. Well, let me get the roots of the read here. Give you a little bit more insight on what's up with it. Roots of the read for Virgo. Pretty please. The Father of Pentacles. Ooh, whatever this is, as long as you're following what you need to give birth to here, your Venus, what's in your heart, and using your intellect to bring that to fruition, I think you're going to be just fine. Remember, you're not a speck on the spectrum. You're the whole spectrum. You're supposed to take the whole rainbow with you. Don't pick a color and hone in on it. Get that rainbow around you. Okay? And doesn't that mean I'm gay? No. No, it doesn't. So again, like, what's coming up for this is this protection thing. Like, she's got her wing up. The lion has their paws around the earth here. And the deer is keeping that pentacle safe. Protection is really important here. Okay? Because there's going to be with the things the way they are, there's going to be a lot of desperate people who just do not want to do any work. And they just want to steal other people's stuff. So just keep it safe and keep it sovereign. Because it's going to be a weird time for a hot minute. It's just going to be a weird time because the people that have worked hard to get to an intellectual place in their lives, are going to possibly just be onslaughted by a bunch of ignorant people who don't want to do the work, who don't want to put in any effort, and just want to, steal the idea, steal the whatever. So that's what I'm getting right here. Is just keep it secret, keep it safe until it's really ready to be brought to the table. Okay? And that's kind of like, that kind of goes for anybody right now. Like, unless like it's ready to meet the road, don't say anything. Alright. Let's go. Let's get a earth magic for Virgo. What does Virgo need to hear? Crystals focus. Oh, that's coming in a lot. A lot. That's the third time I've drawn it. Ready, set, grow. Focus. Here we can see an amethyst crystal cave bathed in the water from a river, the points of light representing the spiritual force that these crystal beings generate. Amethyst, as well as other types of quartz crystals, have been used for thousands of years in magic and healing, as well as for intensifying psychic capabilities. Since this violet color is the same as the crown chakra, it has often been referred to as the spiritual stone. The nature of this quartz crystal, the second most common element in the Earth's crust, is that they help focus the power of our life force spirit. Where attention goes, power flows, and the crystals magnify this power tenfold. Our intention influences where our attention goes. When we are consciously aware of our intention, it facilitates the focus of that spiritual power and supports the manifestation and material reality of that intention. So, when we're using the word psychic, I'm a Scorpio stellium, we do not have the correct definition of psychic. It's not somebody who reads a crystal ball and whatever else. It's somebody who has observational powers and puts them to good use. This is something that the entirety of humanity has access to. You don't need to be endued with the gift, quote unquote. If you just observe, you're psychic. You're in your mind. You're in your psyche. That's all. It's not some super weird power that, only certain people have. Nope. Everybody has the power of observation. All you got to do is know what the heck you're looking at and what you're looking for. Okay, love you. It is time to bring your complete focus to the subject of your inquiry. Eliminate all distractions and give this your undivided attention. Whether it is a project, relationship, or simply a relaxing time spent walking in nature, be fully present to the situation. This is a sharpening of focus and will expand your awareness and allow your inner guidance to penetrate your consciousness, which can then be parlayed into appropriate action. By being focused with crystal clarity, you are in flow with your vital life force, and in fact have become one with it. It is not a hypervigilant or tension-filled state, but one of relaxed attention. Keep your eyes, ears, and heart focused on which you need to pay attention to, and miracles can be created. To paraphrase a fictional elder, use the force and use it in life-enhancing ways. Okay, so again, it's not a superpower. Like they just said, if you just hone in on whatever it is you want to hone in on and start observing it, really be there and present in the moment, you can begin to understand what people are referring to when they say psychic, right? It's just a present observation where you get into the flow of whatever you're doing. And people get pissed. Well, only dead fish go with the flow. No, that's not true. An intelligent fish will be like, there's the current. I'm going to run with it instead of busting my... You're not everybody is meant to be a salmon swimming upstream to get laid and then die. Okay? Nemo, they got onto the great highway in the ocean and drifted along and just relaxed and cruised and had a good time. Okay? Same idea is getting into that intelligent psyche and that current that's going to take you into that flow where all you need to do is sit back and observe and do what you're doing. That's it. That's all. Okay? All right. Anything else I need to tell Virgo? So, another way downloads come in or new ways of thinking is through dream time. So maybe sleep next to the amethyst. You can program the rock. So there's secret geometry that's already in the stone. So if you just take a stone, any stone. In this case, you've been suggested with amethyst, okay? This is a fluorite. You mean the stuff I put in the toothpaste? Yeah, it's ground. Anyway, So, I'm so kidding. It's a different substance. Anyway, so you take the stone in your palm, okay, and remembering that there's sacred geometry in this formation of this particular stone crystal, okay? Sacred geometry. Frequency, energy, vibration, it's already putting out, okay? Now it's encompassed with your frequency, energy, vibration. So if you can think of the thing that you want to manifest, and this stone can help you do it, ask and thou shalt receive, okay? Now, even if you don't believe in the woo-woo that we can now prove and see through a microscope, we've always been able to see this through a microscope. This has always been the case. This is where sacred geometry comes from. I know. It's really frustrating and aggravating, but it's always been here. We've just not been allowed to look at it because, well, So if you can put your power and intention, frequency, energy, vibration into something that already admits it, it's going to amplify that which you want to bring about. Okay? I mean, you can get really scientific about it if you like. Absolutely. Write it down. Look under a microscope at the crystals. What else? There's a really good book called The Talisman, and I cannot remember who wrote it, and I can't find it. I think I lend out so many freaking books, and then I never get them back. I'm so bad about that, and I can't find it again on the internet. But these are filled with sacred geometry, and they do need to be cared for. You know, put them out in the moonlight or the new moon, based on if you want to take away or add to whatever energies that are coming in with the lunar phases. And you can use like Mondays are good days for working with the moon day, Monday. Okay, so again, there's a whole slew of ways that you can do this. And Virgo, I know you're going to dig in and find the best way possible. So this is just one itty bitty tiny thing, right? You don't even have to use this one. I'm just trying to get some pathways in your brain going as to what the possibilities might be, right? Okay. Have a beautiful week. It looks like you're going to be fun as long as you can get through this mental thing. Maybe sit down and take some time to write things down. If your mind's too busy for meditation, don't panic. Don't worry about it. Write it down. Just automatic writing. Just get it all out of your system and then see if you can sit down and be quiet for a little bit and bring that balance in. Okay? I forgot. Have a beautiful week. And until next time, keep your flame.